Assalamualaikum, my dear students. How are you all? I hope all of you are fine and safe. I am also fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am your teacher, Antara Rehman, Bangladesh and Global Studies, Class 5 English Version, Milestone Preparatory KG School. From your syllabus, today I am going to discuss chapter number 3, that is Historical Place and Artifacts in Bangladesh. Today we will cover lesson number 4. So my dear students, get ready for the class and take out all your necessary things. My dear students, before starting our today's main discussion, I want to describe briefly of your previous lessons. So what you have learned from your previous lessons? Can you recall that? Yes. So let's start. My dear students, can you see this picture? Yes, it's about the Mongstan God. So, Mongstan God carries the testimonies of the history of Bengal for 1500 years from the 3rd century BC onwards. It is on the Korotwa River, 18 km north of Bogura city. So, my dear students, what are the major findings here? So, the major findings include an old fort fortified with a ditch, and ancient Brahmi inscriptions, religious relics including temples, plaques, sculptures, metal beads and engraved stones. So my dear students, that's all about Mongstan God. My dear students, now have a look to this picture. Can you recall this place? Yes, this place is about Wari Boteshwar. So, Wari Boteshwar is a combination of two villages called Wari and Boteshwar, and it is situated in the Noshindi districts. It carries the relics of the time earlier than Maurya dynasty of 450 BC. The relics include silver coins, stone figures and beads. So, my dear students, this is all about the Wari Boteshwar. My dear students, now have a look to this picture. Can you recall this place? Yes, this is Paharpur. It dates from the king Dharmapala of the Pala dynasty, AD 781 to 821. It is in the Naga districts. The relics include terracotta statues of animals. So my dear students, this is all about the Paharpur. Okay. My dear students, now have a look to this picture. Can you recall this place? I know you can. It's Moinamoti. Okay. So the history of Moinamoti dated from the 8th century. It is near Kumilla city to the southeast of Bangladesh. The relics include mongoose fighting a cobra, a running elephant, terracotta plates with wonderful decorations of animals. The museum also displays coins and stone inscriptions. So my dear students, I hope you can recall about Moinamoti, isn't it? My dear students, now have a look to this picture. Can you recall this place? Yes, it is Sonargaon. It is of 17th century. Sonargaon is located on the river Meghna in Naranganj district at the southeast of Dhaka city. Renowned artist John Labidin has established a folklore museum in Sonargaon to retain the glory of it, and it is the main attraction of tourists. Sonargaon was the old capital of the Muslim sultans of Bengal. So my dear students, I hope that you can recall Sonargaon. My dear students, now have a look to this picture. Can you recall this place? Yes, it is Lal Bagh Fort, and Lal Bagh Fort was built in 1678 on the river Buriganga, and it is to the southwest of Dhaka. It was built entirely of bricks by the Prince Muhammad Azam Shah, and now this Lal Bagh Fort is used as museum site. So my dear students, that's all about the brief discussion of your previous lessons. Now let's go to our today's main discussion.
My dear students, welcome to the session on Bangladesh and Global Studies online class. Today we are in lecture number 8 and today we are going to discuss chapter number 3. Our topic name is Historical Place and Artifacts in Bangladesh. And here we will discuss page 28 to page 29. And I am your teacher Antara Rehman, Bangladesh and Global Studies, Class 5 English version, Milestone Preparatory KG School is with you throughout this whole lecture. My dear students, before we start our today's main discussion, we need to know what is our learning outcome. So what is our learning outcome today? Yes, after completing today's lecture, we will be able to write the location and findings of Ahsan Manzil. Then we will be able to explain the location in map. After that, we will be able to write the importance of preserving these historical findings. Okay, so let's start our class. My dear students, can you see these two pictures? Can you guess that which topic we are going to discuss today? Yes, exactly. It is Ahsan Manzil. And today we are going to discuss lesson number 4, that is Ahsan Manzil. It is on page number 28 of your book. My dear students, so all of you, let's open page 28. As you are staying at home, that's why I have posted a picture of that page so that it will be very easily understandable to you. Dear students, now at first we will know about the history behind this Ahsan Manzil. Okay, so let's start. Ahsan Manzil, the palace of Nawabs of Bengal, was built on the river Buriganga. My dear students, do you know what is meant by palace? Palace means very large building. Okay, palace means very large building. So, Ahsan Manzil was the palace of the Nawabs of Bengal and it was built on the river Buriganga. Jomidar Sheikh Enayatullah of Jamalpur Pargana built the palace during the Mughal period. Okay, so mark this line, it is very important. Jomidar Sheikh Enayatullah of Jamalpur Pargana built this palace during the Mughal period. In which period it was built? Yes, in Mughal period it was built. Then in 18th century, his son Sheikh Motiullah sold this palace to a French businessman for using the palace as a business center. Okay, so what happened in 18th century? Exactly, in 18th century, his son Sheikh Motiullah, he sold this palace to a French businessman, okay, for using this palace as a business center. After that, in 1830, Khaja Ali Mullah bought the palace from the French and used it as a palace. So what happened in 1830? Mark this line, very important line, okay, remember. In 1830, Khaja Ali Mullah bought the palace from the French and used it as a palace. And what does it mean by palace? Palace means very large building, okay. After that, Khaja Abdul Ghani modified. Okay, what does it mean by modified? Exactly, modified means make partial or minor changes. Okay, modified means make partial or minor changes. So what happened? After that, Khaja Abdul Ghani modified the palace and built a new building. Okay, so Khaja Abdul Ghani modified, that means made a partial or minor changes to this palace and he built a new building. After that, he named this palace as Ahsan Manzil according to his son's name, Khaja Ahsanullah. Okay, so after that, that means Khaja Abdul Ghani named this palace as Ahsan Manzil according to his son's name. So what was the son's name? Son's name was Khaja Ahsanullah. Okay, Khaja Ahsanullah. So my dear students, this is the short history behind the Ahsan Manzil. Isn't it interesting? Yes, I know, it's very interesting. Okay, so remember all the lines, all these informations are very much important for your exam. Okay. Now my dear students, some natural disasters happened in 1888 and in 1897. So what are those natural disasters? Okay, let's know about it. The palace was damaged. What does it mean by damaged? Exactly. Damaged means physical harm on something. Okay. Damaged means physical harm on something. So, Ahsan Manzil was damaged by a tornado in 1888. Okay. Remember, mark this, 1888. Very important. In 1888 and in 1897 by earthquake. So, Ahsan Manzil was damaged by a tornado in 1888 and in 1897 by earthquake. After that, it was fully repaired. What does it mean by repaired? Very good. Repaired means recovered. Okay. After that, this palace was fully repaired. Repaired means recovered. In 1985, it was taken over by the Bangladesh government. Okay. So, what happened in 1985? In 1985, this palace, that means Ahsan Manzil, was taken over by the Bangladesh government. And then it has been restored to its former. Former means what? Yes, former means previous. Okay, former means previous, and glory means what? Glory means fame. Okay, glory means fame. So what happened in 1985? In 1985, it was taken over by the Bangladesh government and has been restored to its former, that means previous glory. Okay, glory means fame. So my dear students, these are the incidents of natural disasters that happened to the Ahsan Manzil in the year of 1888 and in 1897. I hope all of you will remember these points very carefully. Okay, all these are very important information for you. Now my dear students, you can see the location of Ahsan Manzil in these two pictures. Here I have posted two maps. Can you see? In the left picture, you can see that the location of Ahsan Manzil, it is beside the river Buriganga at Kumartoli. Okay, at Kumartoli, and it is beside the river Buriganga. Jomidar Sheikh Enayatullah of Jamalpur Pargona built the palace during the Mughal period. It was used as the Palace of Nawabs. It was used as the Palace of Nawabs. So in the left picture, you can see. Okay, and in the right picture you can also see. Here I have posted another maps of Dhaka city. Okay, so in this picture you can also see that Ahsan Manzil is situated beside the river Buriganga. Okay, beside the river Buriganga. Ahsan Manzil is situated beside the river Buriganga at Kumartoli. So my dear students, now tell me, what is the location of Ahsan Manzil? Very good. Ahsan Manzil was the palace of Nawabs of Bengal and it is situated in Kumartoli at the bank of Buriganga river. Okay, very important line, mark this. It is situated in Kumartoli at the bank of Buriganga river and currently it has been turned into a museum. Okay, currently it has been turned into a museum. In the picture you can see that is Ahsan Manzil is situated beside the river Buriganga. Okay. Now come to the points that what are the findings of Ahsan Manzil. My dear students, it's very important that what are the major findings of Ahsan Manzil. Okay, so major findings of Ahsan Manzil are: number 1, it has a long corridors along the north and south sides. Number 2, it also has a ballroom. Number 3, it has a courtroom. Number 4, it has Rang Mahal. And last of all, at present, it is being used as museum. So, these are the major findings of Ahsan Manzil. My dear students, can you remember what are the major findings of Ahsan Manzil? Yes, major findings of Ahsan Manzil are: it has a long corridors along the north and south sides, then it has a ballroom, it has a courtroom, it has a Rang Mahal, and at present, it is being used as a museum. Isn't it easy? Yes, very easy. Okay, these are the major findings of Ahsan Manzil. My dear students, I have posted two pictures. Can you see? These are the pictures of major findings of Ahsan Manzil. In the left picture, you can see it has a long corridor along the north and south sides. Okay, it means what? It means Ahsan Manzil. That means Ahsan Manzil has long corridors along the north and south sides. Here you can see the picture. And in the right picture, you can see the photo of Darbar Hall and it has a ballroom. That means Ahsan Manzil has a ballroom, the photo of the ballroom. Okay, so these are the images of the major findings of Ahsan Manzil. Now let's see more pictures. Okay, more pictures of the inside story of Ahsan Manzil. So what are inside this Ahsan Manzil? Yes, inside the Ahsan Manzil there are lots of things. For example, dining rooms, okay, staircases and lots of things. Have a look. Now my dear students, we need to discuss the importance of preserving these historical findings. You know that in Bangladesh there are lots of historical sites and these are really very beautiful. So what is the importance of preserving these historical findings? Let's discuss. Yes, preserving these historical findings is very much important. But why? Let's discuss. Number 1, historical findings are our national assets. Number 2, historical findings are very precious. Number 3, historical preservation keeps our communities beautiful. Number 4, historical places and artifacts connects people with their past history. Number 5, historical findings give a feeling of past that all can experience. And last of all, historical places and artifacts are the main attractions of the tourists. Okay, have you got all the points? What we have said? We have said that historical findings are our national assets. National assets mean it's the asset of our country, of Bangladesh. Okay, so that's why preserving this is very much important. Then historical findings are very much precious. Okay, as these findings are very much precious, so we have to preserve this. Then historical preservation keeps our communities beautiful. If we keep these historical findings in a safe way, then our communities can be beautiful. Then historical places and artifacts connects people with their past history. We all know that historical places are related with the past history. Okay, so historical places and artifacts connects all of us with our past history. And then historical findings give a feeling of past that all can experience. Whenever we see any historical findings, that at that time we go to the past, okay, and we can feel the past, we can experience the past. Okay, and last of all, historical places and artifacts are the main attractions of tourists. That's why preserving these historical findings is very much important for all of us. My dear students, so we have completed this lesson. Now let's discuss its summary.
My dear students, so what we have learned today? We have discussed the location and findings of Ahsan Manzil. Then we have shown the location in a map. And last of all, we have discussed the importance of preserving these historical findings. So my dear students, I hope you have understood our today's lecture very well.
My dear students, we have completed the discussion part and summary part. Now let's go to the book exercise. Okay, so in page number 29, have a look. You have 4 book exercises. Exercise A, exercise B, exercise C and exercise D. Exercise A, come to the exercise A, that is speak. So what is the task here? Have a class debate on whether you think old monuments should be preserved if they cost a lot to restore. Make 2 teams and each team argues one side of the debate. Think of strong reasons. Okay, so what you need to do? Try yourself with the help of your classmates, make 2 teams and then discuss. Okay, so take part in that debate. Now come to the exercise number B. So what is our question? Our question is, in pairs write notes about the 4 periods of monuments covered in this chapter. We can see a table, you can see a table. Okay, so what will be the answer? At first we will draw a table, then we will write it down. 3rd century BC. So what was happening at that time? Yes, Purnanagar was established. And then AD 800. What happened at that time? Pala dynasty was ruled in current Nagar districts. King Manik Chandra was the ruler of Moinamoti. King Manik Chandra was the ruler of Moinamoti. Okay. Now come to the 17th century. What happened at that time? Yes, in 17th century, Sonargaon was the capital of Muslim Sultan. Lal Bagh Fort was built to the southwest of Dhaka. And in 19th century, so what happened in 19th century? In 19th century, Panam city was built nearby Sonargaon. Okay, my dear students, have you got all the points? Yes, I hope so. So let's go to the next exercise. So this is exercise number C. So what is our question here? Draw a timeline for the 4 periods described in this chapter. Add pictures of the monuments. Okay, so this is our question. Now, what will be the answer? In our answer, we will draw a timeline. That is 400 BC, 8th century, 17th century and 19th century. Okay, and under each timeline, we have to add a picture. For example, you can see under 400 BC, I have added the picture of Mohastangor. Under 8th century, there are Paharpur and Moinamoti. Under 17th century, there is Sonargaon. And under 19th century, there is Panam city. Okay, so this will be the answer. Have a look. Now come to the last exercise, that is exercise number D. So what is our question? Write the names of historical places and sites reading the part below. Okay, so here you need to write the answer only. So question number A, that is, it was called Pundranagor during the Maurya dynasty. So what will be the answer? Yes, our answer will be Mohastangor. Then come to the question number B. Here they found silver coins, stone figures and beads. So what will be our answer? Correct, our answer will be Wari Boteshwar. Then question number C, that is, its museum displays coins and stone inscriptions. So what will be our answer? Very good, our answer will be Moinamoti. Then question number D, that is the last question. It had secret tunnels and had a 3-domed mosque. So what will be the answer? Correct, the answer will be Lal Bagh Fort. Okay, so these book exercises are so easy. My dear students, now come to the feedback session. Okay, don't worry. I will ask you a question and you will give me a short answer. Okay, my dear, don't worry. I will help you. So what is our first question? Here it is. Who named Ahsan Manjil? So what will be the answer? Exactly. Our answer will be Khaja Abdul Ghani named this palace as Ahsan Manjil according to his son's name Khaja Ahsanullah. Okay, very good. So what is our second question? Our second question is, in which year Ahsan Manjil was damaged? Okay, in which year Ahsan Manjil was damaged? So what will be our answer? Very good. Our answer will be Ahsan Manjil was damaged by a tornado in 1888 and in 1897 by earthquake. Okay, so now next go to the next question. What is our next question? Here it is. In which year Ahsan Manjil was taken over by Bangladesh government? So what will be the answer? Very good. Our answer will be in 1985 Ahsan Manjil was taken over by Bangladesh government. Now last question. But what will be the question? Can you guess? Yes, here it is. Who built Ahsan Manjil? Very easy question. What will be the answer? Exactly, our answer will be Jomidar Sheikh Inayatullah of Jamalpur Pargana built Ahsan Manjil during Mughal period. Okay, so my dear students, you all have given me the correct answer. So I am very happy with you. My dear students, now have a look to the important questions from today's lecture. Okay, so from today's lecture we have a creative question and we have several short questions. So what are those? In creative questions we have describe the historical monuments of Ahsan Manjil. And in short questions we have what is Ahsan Manjil? Who named Ahsan Manjil? What is the speciality of Ahsan Manjil? In which year Ahsan Manjil was damaged? Who built Ahsan Manjil? And last of all, in which year Ahsan Manjil was taken over by Bangladesh government? Okay, my dear students, so the answer of these questions are very much easy and all the answers you will find in this lecture. Okay, so from today's lecture you can take the help. My dear students, now come to the homework. So it is homework number 8. Here you have two segments, that is learning segment and writing segment. In the learning segment you have reading practice and related short question answer, fill in the blanks and descriptive question answer of pages 28 to 29. And in the writing segment you have a 1 CBQ, that is, where is Ahsan Manzil located? Who built Ahsan Manzil? Describe the findings of Ahsan Manzil in 4 sentences. Okay, my dear students, so complete this homework, write this in your BGS homework copy and submit that to your subject teacher. Okay, my dear students. My dear students, before finishing our today's class, I would like to show you a short video on the historical places of Bangladesh. So, let's have a look.
There are many archaeological sites in Bangladesh that speak of the country's age-old civilization and rich cultural heritage. This well-fenced Pundranagar, measuring about 21 lakh square meters, is the oldest city in Bangladesh. The 2,500-year-old Pundranagar in Bogra was once a wealthy fort city. Paharpur Buddhist Bihar in Naugaon was established following the ancient Kushan style. Established by 2nd Dharmapal about 1200 years ago, this 800,000 square feet Bihar used to have 177 rooms for Bhikkhu students, a central temple, dinings, kitchens, altars and other places. With the blessings of the renowned scholar Atish Dipankar, the monastery gave shelter to numerous local and foreign students and other enlightened people in the Middle Ages. They used to practice religion, culture and education. The site has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Shalbon Buddhist Temple is the most remarkable site in Moinamoti, the capital of the ancient Somatat state, now in Kumilla. King Sri Bhabadev of the Buddhist Dev dynasty established the monastery for education in the lap of the Shal forest. About 1200 years ago, this monastery was a popular university, brimming with presence of students. The light of education was spread across Somatat region. Khan Jahan Ali's Shad Gambuj Masjid is the brightest example of Sultani architecture in Bangladesh. This 500-and-a-half-year-old World Heritage Site is the loveliest and largest mosque among the ancient mosques in Bangladesh. Dol Mancho, the unique architecture in Rajshahi's Putia, was built by the Pachani Zamindars. Another notable architecture of the Zamindars is Boro Shiv Mandir, a temple for Lord Shiva. This temple of Panchratna style holds the rich culture and profound devotion of the Zamindars of that time. The Kantaji temple in Dinajpur is the other brightest example of the rich cultural heritage of the Bengali nation. According to archaeologists, it is a temple of great architectural beauty. Terracotta works on its walls have made the house the nicest temple in Bangladesh. Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore's Kutibari in Kushtia's Shiladoho is one of 6 houses of the poet in Bangladesh. This house, an eyewitness of Tagore's literature, is a significant memoir of the Bengali culture. Dikapotia Rajbari in Nator, with a history of 300 years, is now Uttara Ganabhavan. The house not only stands out for its rich architecture, but also depicts the rich culture of the locality. The house Brajaniketan in Dhaka's Nawabganj is a shining example of beauty, historical relevance and heritage. The historic Dattobari in Joshore's Shagurdari holds the memoirs of the epic poet Michael Madhusudhan Datto. The Murapara Palace in Narayanganj is an admixture of heritage and gorgeousness. The exquisite Zilla Parishad Bhavan and historic town hall are the pride of Rangpur. The famous Taj Har Zamindar Bari is another example of Rangpur's cultural richness. The archaeological marvels of Bangladesh remind the people of the country's age-old tradition, rich history and diverse culture.
So I hope that all of you have understood our today's lecture very well. So study attentively at home, be safe, stay home. See you all in our next online class. Okay my dear? Allah Hafiz. Thank you.